Welcome to this episode of Blended, Blessed, and Always a Mess. I'm Eric.
And I'm Angie.
We are married with a ton of kids.
We have 6 kids total. He has 3 and I have 3.
My name's Hallie and I love riding horses.
I'm Lexi and I love agriculture.
My name's Carter and I love eating.
My name's Chase and I love lifting weights.
My name's Summer and I love spending my parents' money.
I'm Dane and I love baseball.
Our show is about our blended, blessed, and always a mess life. And our hope is if you find yourself in the same situation we are in, that by sharing our story, all the fun and all the mess, the challenges we are experiencing, it will give you some inspirations, laughs, and community, knowing you are not alone in this mess.
We appreciate you spending time with us. Let's dive in.
This episode is brought to you by Seven's Boutique, an online shop created by 2 sisters, Angie and Jess, who believe you should walk boldly, dress divinely, and know your significance. At Seven's, you'll find easygoing pieces that are cozy, classy, and made to mix and match. Think relaxed pants, cozy sweaters, and lifestyle sets you'll want to live in. Every item is handpicked with purpose, so you can shop confidently, dress comfortably, and walk boldly. Inventory is small and curated, so if you see something you love, don't wait. Visit sevensboutique.com and use the code PODCAST10 for 10% off your first order. www.sevensboutique.com. Walk boldly, dress divinely, know your significance.
Welcome to this week's episode of Blended, Blessed, and Always a Mess, where we are going to introduce a fall podcast series titled Seasons of Us. And clearly this was something that I decided we should do. I mean,
You are the ideas guy, yes.
yeah, no, I did not come up with this. When Angie presented it to me, I was like, this is wonderful. I love this idea.
The idea of a series or a season kind of came to me because it's all fall vibes right now, but we also kind of organically fell into this because last podcast we talked about how we feel like we're in this quiet coffee era. And so why not just lean into that with all the fall vibes?
I love it. I actually know everybody this time of year wants the pumpkin spice latte. That has never been my jam, but I have noticed this fall, a lot of coffee places are doing pecan flavored drinks. And so
Pistachio too.
Yeah, not a pistachio guy, but pecan. And if somebody knows of a local, like Missouri, like Columbia, Jeff City, surrounding area coffee shop with like pecan flavored coffee that you're like, that's so good, you got to try it, send it to us on our socials because I would love to know. I do love pecan flavored items. Also, this next week, it does not feel like fall in Missouri. I mean, technically, fall doesn't start until September 22nd. And as we record this on September the 10th, it's going to be 90 plus degrees, close to 100, honestly, for most of the next 7 days. So, but we are still kicking in the fall vibes. It has felt fallish for the first 10 days of September, except no rain in the Midwest. And so it's been really nice, and it's allowed us to do several things that feel fall-like as we also get back into the routine of school. A lot of places have been in school for about a month now. And I actually talked about this on the radio today, that for us, I think we're able to be in the quiet coffee era because, you know, of the 4 kids that we still have in school, one's off to college, the other 3 are in high school. So we're not really getting them ready for school in the morning. I mean, you're making some lunches, maybe making them a coffee. Like the most we pretty much have to do is like make sure that they don't oversleep their alarm. So for us, it may be easier than some parents with younger children.
Yeah, and actually, we don't even have that problem of oversleeping. They are usually up and at 'em. But I do want to go back to your weather report. So in case our listeners haven't picked up on it, Eric is also a weatherman, and we get a daily report of the weather. We always know how to dress, what the temperature is going to be, the 10-day forecast. We are in the know for weather in our house.
I'm a weather reader. I read the weather they give me. I'm not a meteorologist by any means.
And then you relay the information to your family and to our podcast listeners.
A lot of people don't know this, but technically I am considered a first responder.
Oh, yeah.
Because in times of need, being on the radio, if we're in tornadoes, blizzards, I'm expected to be on the radio so that I can help the citizens in our community. And what that does get you, like you can get your roads plowed faster. If you let the city know that, they will prioritize your road so that you can get to the radio
Have you played that
station.
card before?
Yeah, not at this house, but at my last house because the hills were so bad.
Yeah.
And we did it, and it worked. There were two of us that lived 10 houses down at my last house. And he's actually the one that did it. He's like, we can get this plowed because we got to get to work. And so, I mean, it wasn't wrong. Somebody had to be there to report the road conditions. So yes, I do try to keep my family updated. And I think that's helpful. I mean, I feel
It's
like you laugh
helpful.
about it.
Sometimes we get it in the Aric radio voice, and sometimes we get it in the Aric dad voice. You never know, but it's always good intel into the weather. I don't even look up the weather anymore. I just ask you, what's the weather going to be? It's very beneficial.
And I like that you can count on me for that.
Yes. Do I need a jacket or an umbrella? Tonight it was toasty when I went and walked. So I'm like, I got to change out of my leggings and I put some shorts on because my weatherman husband told me it was going to be hot.
Yes, you were very hot, honey. Gorgeous. Oh, wait, you meant the weather. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So fall vibes, fall season. We're both summer people. We love the summertime. But there is something about this window where you're coming off of a hot summer and then it's like there's a little chill in the air and you might need to throw on a sweatshirt with shorts. But I think there's more to that fall vibe that people love. I think it's kind of like letting go of the busyness of summer. We had a great summer. I think all the kids had a great summer, which always feels like a huge accomplishment as a parent, especially when we've had god-awful summers. And then, the kids are back in the school schedule, so there's a little bit of routine. The madness isn't so much there as it is with summertime with kids coming and going. I know I appreciate school because my office tends to be a place where people are coming in and out. And I'm like, hello, I am in a meeting. This is actually my work. So there's something a little bit refreshing, I think, with fall. But I think it's a reminder that things must end to kind of begin again. Like you've got to wrap things up and there's this letting go. I think even when you see leaves fall off the trees, there's this like shedding of the weight that you're carrying. And you've got to like let that stuff go in order for you to be able to bloom again. But that also all takes time.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. And I think it is a great analogy in that as we get closer to fall and you're letting things go, you get closer to the holidays. So Thanksgiving, which in our home is very hard. It's not as thankful and grateful as it is in a lot of homes. Then you have Christmas, which is a great reminder of obviously birth, but the birth that would go on to save the world. And those things allow us to just kind of hit the refresh button. And when you can, as we've talked about before, when you change your perspective on something, you and I are summer people. And I always say this, it's not that I don't like fall. I like the coolness in the air. I just don't like that I know that winter's coming. So
Correct.
when I change my mindset to all the good things that fall is and all the good things that fall can bring and a perspective shift, okay, now I think it's something that we can get into and that I like.
Speaking of letting go, I've thought a lot about this scolding that we got in church on Sunday.
Yeah. I had coworkers that brought it up today. They were like, how are you doing with your phone? And I was like, I
struggle with it big time. So it was all about like how awful phones are. How, for kids, it's the access to porn at a young age and everything that they can see on their phones, the addiction to it. And I mean, I'll be completely honest. I'm addicted to my phone. I mean, I have so much going on my phone all the time that I feel like I have to have it all the time. But the hardest part for me to not have my phone is this fear that my kids will need something and they can't reach me. Because as a mom, that is like my sole purpose in life, is to be there for my kids. Like at the end of the day, nothing else matters. So totally understood the context of the sermon about like putting your phone away. It's, breaking up marriages. It's, destroying our kids, like all of that stuff. You're going to look back and go, oh my God, why did we let our kids have a cell phone? And I mean, it's true in a lot of ways that there's dangers of kids having a cell phone, but also the distraction that we have as adults. And he's saying all this, and I have my phone out and I'm taking notes on my phone, but I'm like, oh God, like I felt like, shit, should I put my phone away? But I'm literally taking notes on it. And I love the perspective, because one of the things that he had shared was how he was a fan of this baseball player. I know you're going to remember the name. I don't.
Oh, honey, you don't remember?
No, I never heard of the dude before.
You'd never heard of him? This is the first time Angie's telling me this part of the sermon. Are you serious?
Dude, I don't follow baseball ever.
He's
baseball,
known as
we didn't even watch baseball when we were growing up. So how would I know this dude?
He is oftentimes been referred to as one of the greatest ball players in the history of Major League Baseball. He is the greatest St. Louis Cardinal of all time. He played for the Cardinals for 18 seasons. He lived in St. Louis.
His name.
Everyone already knows but you. It's Stan the Man Musial.
Oh, wait.
He's this great.
I have heard of him.
Great. I'm glad. He is this great ball player. And it's not just that he was a great ball player. He was a great human being. Like, he continued to give back to the community over and over and over, years after years after years. He served in World War II. He stopped playing baseball, served 2 years in World War II, came back and was still an all-star. So he would have been like a 20-year player if he hadn't left to go serve our country. And many ball players did at that time. But he was.
I've heard of his name, but if someone said, do you know who that is? I wouldn't have said he's a Cardinal baseball player. Like, for real. Like, just not that knowledge. It's not in my brain.
Got it. Okay.
Anyway, his whole point was he knew this guy, that our preacher, knew everything about him, but he didn't know him. And so the challenge is like, get to know God, know him, not facts about him, like have a relationship with him. So it was all very connected, but at the same time, that's been top of mind for me all week. And so tonight, it's Wednesday night, it's date night. So we went and walked for our date, and I'm like, my phone was about dead. So I'm like, I'm leaving my phone here. And I think you should too. And so I text my kids and said, hey, I'm going for a walk. I'm going to be gone for an hour. I'm not going to have my phone. And so I think that's the very first time that you and I did that, where we walked and we did not have our phones. Now, I did have my Apple Watch so I could track the distance we went for Eric. So we did have that piece of technology.
She's making fun of me of having to hit certain distances. But as you guys know, one of my goals for the year was to hit a certain number of miles, which I'm way over. So I had to reset that goal. And now I'm trying to get to 800 miles by the end of the year. So it's important to me that I know how many miles I'm walking when I'm out walking. But
like exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I can't guess it. I don't want to lie. And then I get to the end of the year, I'm like, oh, I made 100. But in reality, I was only like 791, because then I wouldn't have done it. I'd have to go out on December 31st and walk 9 miles. So right. I wanted to know exactly how far we walked. So it was technology free. It was good. We had good convo. And that's what I love. That's what I want. We had conversation earlier this week where, for me, this last year of bettering my life and trying to be this different man and husband is so that I can connect with you on deeper levels. And so I think putting our phones down for an hour and having an opportunity to not have that distraction is good for that purpose in trying to build relationship in your marriage.
Agreed. Since we're talking about the season of us and fall, I thought we could go back and forth and share like our favorite things about the season, or things that we love to do during fall, like all the fall vibes.
I love it. I'm in. I will let you start.
Okay.
I know we're going to have several similar ones. So
number one, although I don't like pumpkin spice lattes either, I do like the smell of pumpkin scent that they have. And I'm also a Glade plug-in fiend. And so my favorite thing of all time from a house perspective is to walk into the house and it smells good. Like the end. My garage has to smell good. Everything smells
We've
good.
had people comment when they come through our garage, why does your garage smell this amazing? And I'm like, because my wife has Glade plugins out here. She wants it to smell great.
I have an aroma plan, which is also a device that you plug into the wall that emits amazing scents as well in one room. Like a house has to smell good. So Glade, I don't know if this is a seasonal thing and they've always had it and I've just never noticed. But this year at Sam's, which you can get on Amazon too, they have pumpkin and ginger. That doesn't actually sound like it smells good. It smells amazing. So I have them everywhere. Yes, fire hazard. Get over it. I am going to make sure my house smells good. So
you have to check them often because they are a fire hazard if you let them run out and just sit in the wall. But yes,
I'm always refilling. But that's probably my first pivot to fall is to buy the pumpkin candle, find the Glade plugins, get the house smelling like fall. And when we get close to Christmas, it's going to be the apple cinnamon and it's going to be all gingerbread, whatever.
You do pine?
Oh, the pine ones are amazing at Christmas.
Thank you.
Yes. So that's probably my first lean into fall season is switch up the house scent.
Well, my first fall favorite thing was for a long time, long time. And it's not currently. It hasn't been for a few years. Was the Cardinals making it to the playoffs. That's when I knew fall was here and it was amazing. That's not been the case for me. So it's completely converted to football. Kansas City Chiefs, Missouri Tigers, some Friday Night Lights. Like football has become what I love about fall over the last several years. And so it has been good to be able to go and watch a couple of Missouri Tigers games already. Good to just have Friday Night Football, NFL action back. Do need the Chiefs to get it going though. But otherwise, that's where I'm at. I'm going to watch some football. Who are we kidding? I'm going to watch a lot of football.
Yes.
And that's what I'm digging. And the boys too. I mean, boys like their football. Chase and Dane are playing fantasy football. I mean, it's fun.
All right. I think the second thing that I do is I whip out the crock pot. But I'm a crock potter anyway. Instant pot, crock pot, like give me something just to throw in there because I'm way too busy to actually really cook a whole meal. So I was surprised actually the other day, Dane was like, could you make chili? And I'm like, what? Do you even like chili? It was very odd. But I'm like, heck yes. So Tuesday, I at lunchtime whipped up a thing of chili, threw it in the crock pot, and we had chili that night. The great thing about chili is I don't know how to make a small portion, so I make a big portion. But we use it for like meals for the rest of the week because you can switch it up. So tonight, Eric made chili cheese burritos. So he crunches up some corn chips and a little sour cream and shredded cheese and chili and made it into a burrito, and it's delish. But there's a lot of different
cheese dogs throughout the week.
Yeah. So when the crock pot comes out, watch out. I also made barbacoa, which I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but it is a roast that you cook for a long time with a whole bunch of seasoning. Just go on Pinterest and look for it. And then you take it, and when the meat's all done, you cook a corn tortilla, heat it up, get it a little crunchy, put your meat in there with some mozzarella and make a little taco, I guess. Like it's
for sure.
Not what you thought. But the key is you dip it in the juice of the roast, and it is phenomenal. Everybody loves that. Everybody. So that crockpot season.
A couple times this week, your best friend Amber, since I've known you, calls you the crockpot queen.
I know.
And so I always take a picture at the start of crockpot season and send it to her. Yeah. And
because she's the one cooking meals, and I'm like, throw this shit in the crockpot.
Now, I just want to reiterate that my wife actually is a very good cook. she can't make the same thing twice because she always just makes it up as she goes. So I'm like, this was amazing. Can you make it again? She's like, not really. I mean, I can get it close. But then she's always just too busy. So it's a lot of crock-pot meals, but she is a wonderful cook, like whether she has time or not. So I do appreciate that. And I'm all about the crock-pot season. It is good. My next favorite thing is being able to sit on the screened-in porch as it's getting chilly at night, turn the fireplace on, and in the morning or the night, really, drink a cup of coffee while I'm sitting out there, looking out at the trees, listening to the leaves. I mean, it's just sweatshirt on. Mm-hmm. That's my next favorite thing about fall, which we had several days that you could enjoy that the first 10 days of September before it started to get hot again.
That's one thing about building this house. I don't think we realized how much we would use the screened-in porch. It is like the sought after space, but especially in fall. Mm-hmm. I have a heated blanket out there and we have a fireplace, and it's just definitely fall vibes. The screened-in porch. Everybody loves the screened-in porch.
The house that I was in before you and I built this house together, that was my first screened-in porch. I'd always wanted one. I spent a lot of time out there. So I knew with our family being bigger, we had to have a larger one here. Now that we have it, if we ever built another house, I would build an even bigger screened-in porch. Like I would probably double the size of it so that we had more living space for everyone to fit that much more easy, because I now know how much everyone absolutely loves that space. All right. What is next on your list?
For me, I think it's walking and not sweating your tail off. You know, I do have my Hoka, so I actually enjoy walking more because they are so comfortable. But that's the part I love about fall, is like being able to go for a walk and not being so scorching hot. I mean, we did that tonight, but it was hot. So I do enjoy walking more and being outside when you're like exercising in the fall. And so all of that. It's just...
I've transitioned my walking from not as much around our house to, we have this trail in Missouri called the MKT Trail. It was like railroad tracks went across the state of Missouri. And then like in the 90s, they converted it into this like walking, biking trail. And so during this time of year, the leaves start to change. And I mean, the scenery is just great. And that's what I love about the trail, is being able to go out there for my walks now. And I've loved that for a long time. Even before I was on this health journey, I would a few times a fall go to the trail so that I could walk, see the leaves change, all of that. So
it's beautiful.
It's one of the ways that I know it's fall and I get excited for it.
The other thing I would say, I'm not a fall decoration type of person. I'm a minimalist. I'm a minimalist. I actually have never really loved Halloween. It's kind of, Halloween's sort of odd to me. Like, you go buy a costume and you go around people's houses and get candy. It just seems kind of weird. But I hand out candy. I do all the things. I just don't decorate for Halloween, or very little with fall decorations. I will do some mums, maybe pumpkins. We're just planted some mums in our flower pots and got rid of the dead summer flowers. I'll get my pumpkins out and sit them around, and that is about it. But when the pumpkins come out, it's like, okay, it's kind of fun to sit them around, you know, like the 4 or 5 that I have. And then it takes me about 2 minutes to put them away, because then Christmas comes out.
I think she puts them away before the trick-or-treating is done on October 23rd.
I know I do.
You and I laugh about the things that we are similar in, but we have lots of differences. One of the things we've always been very similar and I love that you don't do a bunch of fall decorations, and neither one of us like Halloween. We don't like scary movies. To us, that's not some holiday that we could care less about it. So I know there's so many folks, even as adults, they love the dress up party and all the things. Not Angie and I. And so, for me, it's just like, get me through Halloween so I can get closer to decorating for Christmas. But I would just say, I like to see other people decorate. Like, I don't mind when other people have their stuff on their porch, but it's just not for us. I'm good with a couple of mums, call it good. Mm-hmm. And then, for me, I think the thing that I love about fall is the fact that you do kind of get back into sports season for high school and colleges. I know we talked about that with football, but I love to see that kids are back in school with running cross country on my way home tonight, or softball games. soccer matches. So it's not just the football, volleyball matches, all of those things that are happening. It's like a new beginning, that new part of the school year. And I do love that part. I love that when you're driving around, you've got activities you can go to. I also do really enjoy the smell of and us having our very own occasional bonfire.
Yes, but it can't be on a hair day, because then if I have like freshly washed, fixed hair, it gets ruined with the smell of smoke.
Yes,
But I do love s'mores, so we will have to do a bonfire here in a little bit, I would think.
It's always better if I can find a guitar player for the bonfire.
Yes, for sure. I think also fall makes me want to organize stuff and throw away stuff.
Yes, it does.
So I've had to kind of straighten my closet. I've reorganized our pantry. It's a couple other spots that need to be cleaned up with our little
She points those out.
Junkyard junction you got going on.
I'm like,
yeah,
okay.
We have this little John Deere room, they call it.
You stay in your space. You stay in your space.
Well, when I go in there and I see that it's like Junkyard Junction, it needs to get cleaned.
It's really not, but okay.
Oh, it's bad. You got shit laying all on the floor. Your toolbox thing's a disaster. Clean that up.
I know where everything is.
Like it.
I know where everything is. I have very few things in my life that are messy. I think it's safe to say that I'm OCD. Would that be fair?
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Yeah, I'm OCD. So my desk at work is messy.
Which is weird.
My John Deere room with my tools is messy. I know where all the things are on my desk. I know where all the things are in that room. So...
And the storage room's a little bit messy.
Yeah, but that's ours, our kids. And I'm not touching that without you. Like I'll move and throw things away you tell me to, but I'm afraid I would throw something away I wasn't supposed to. So
the other day I went down in our storage and I'm like, what is this stuff? I'm like dragging stuff out and put it in the basement.
Chase took a truckload to the dumpster. Yeah.
It has to go. I can't look at it anymore. So people got luggage that we donated. It's like
we donate a bunch of stuff. If I were to do Facebook Marketplace, we'd probably make more money, but I don't have time for that. So
yes,
that's the thing.
And I think the last thing for me, which is it's sweater weather. Sweater weather is always. I love a good cozy sweater, good cozy jogging pants. Just the baggier, the better. It's like sweater. I saw a meme the other day. He said, I failed swimsuit season, but I'm rocking the sweater weather.
It's not sweaters for me, but I do love, and I guess because I'm a dad, a good quarter zip.
Yeah.
Nice little pullover quarter zip. Sign me up. I'm in on that. So yeah, I think those are the things that we like about fall as we transition into that season.
The fall season with us. That's what you're going to get. The house smelling good and something in the crock pot.
Which also makes the house smell good.
It's true. It's true.
Well, you guys have you and your sister Jessie have a really cool event coming up with Seven's Boutique in a few weeks. If you want to share that, people can maybe put it on their calendars. It could even be for people that haven't met you, a meet and greet with you.
That's true. That's true. You can come show your love for Blended Blessed Always a Mess podcast. Yeah, October 12th at Jessie's Hair Salon in Meta. There, you can search on it. There's a Facebook event out there that has the details. We're going to start at 11 till probably 2 or 3. We're going to hopefully have a coffee truck there. We're going to have, obviously, giveaways. We're going to have products that aren't online yet. So first time to purchase is at the pop-up. And there's a few other things we have brewing that we're not going to share yet, but we're excited about it. It's our first pop-up, first kind of in-person event. And I'm sure we'll have some missteps and it won't be perfect, but we're still learning this boutique world and, trying to figure out what people like and what people buy and how to connect with our customers, all the things. So we have that coming up. And then we're headed to Ole Miss this weekend with the kids.
I'm really excited about that.
I am too.
Yeah, so Dane's not technically able to go on college visits yet. but figured kill two birds with one stone. He's a freshman. The twins are juniors. They are in their college visit phase. And Summer has like a list of cool SEC schools that she's wanted to see. So, going to Ole Miss, only about a 7-hour drive from where we live in Missouri. And so they've got football this weekend. Ole Miss is hosting Arkansas. We've got tickets to the football game. The kids are touring campus on Friday. I mean, we're going to go too. And I've always heard it's a beautiful campus. So I'm really excited to go and do this as a family. My two older kids, they did not tour anything other than Mizzou.
I explained it to the kids. Of course, Summer wants to go, but I'm like, you could totally land at Mizzou, and that's 100% okay. But if you don't go and at least check out other colleges, how are you going to know that you made the right choice? Or will you look back and go, oh man, maybe I should have went to another school? And you can make a more educated decision with knowledge that you gain by the experiences. So we'll see. I'm excited too, because I only know Mizzou. I don't know any other colleges. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll report back on how our first college visit went.
Very excited about it. So we'll let you know. Tonight, we decided rather than to do things that we're grateful for, we just want to take a second and just say a prayer. Really, it's a prayer for, I think, the country. But, today is September 10th. Tomorrow is 9/11, which, so many of us, if you were alive, you know exactly where you were when 9/11 happened. But today, Charlie Kirk was shot and killed. This is not political. If you're listening and you're like, oh, he's a Republican, I'm afraid that's what's wrong with our country now, is that we are so divided, right versus left. And Jesus didn't come for right versus left. Jesus came for just being a good person. And so anytime violence happens and you kill a man who has a wife and a young family, his son just turned 1 not long ago, we have a lot of thinking to do. And we have a lot of, I said this on the radio today. I remember 9/11, the days and weeks after 9/11 as a nation, we came together. It didn't matter who you were. It didn't matter if you liked someone or not. You were giving blood next to that person. You were helping people. And that's the kind of world that I want to live in. I really think that's the kind of world most of us want to live in. I hope so anyway. And so that's where my heart's at tonight, in just, we have to figure out how to put all the divisiveness on both sides away and follow Jesus. Follow Jesus. That's America is only 250 years old, something like that. Jesus has been around a lot longer than that. He didn't come for the United States of America. I love the United States of America. Jesus came for all people all around the world. And I think that's where we have to start focusing, is being kind and loving one another.
Yeah, today was hard, but it was really hard for our kids too. I think this is the first time where they felt like they knew someone. I mean, they almost introduced me to who this person was and what he believed in, because he was all over TikTok. And so they all followed him on TikTok and felt like they knew him. But circling all the way back to what we talked about at the very beginning with cell phones and what kids have access to, they've all watched the video of him getting shot. And where do you think they instantly go to? This is exactly what happened to their sister, to Hallie, is she was shot, face, neck, whatever. And that's what happened to her. Summer was super upset at school. And it's just, they don't understand how someone could do that and why, And I even was talking to Summer this afternoon about the young girl that was on the subway that got stabbed.
Also terrible. My goodness.
Freaking horrible. And people around her not even like helping her. That's also appalling. She left her country to come to the US to build a new life, and she's not even safe there. And Summer's like, I know, that's super sad too, but like I didn't really know her. These kids, like, check with your kids, because they all know who this is, and they feel it deep in their core. Obviously, I mean, there's special circumstances with our kiddos that feel it because they never saw a video of it happening with Hallie, but this is replaying almost a very similar situation. And it's so heartbreaking. I think also our country, there's a lot of mental health issues that people are not addressing. And there's not much punishment for people. The guy that stabbed her, I mean, he had a record, 14 different felonies, arrests, whatever. I mean, he's got this massive track record. And I think it's like, there's no accountability or punishment for someone taking another person's life. And so that leaves our kids all feeling like really unsafe, really unsure about the world, and that there's any sort of justice or accountability. And they've lived that. I mean,
yeah,
with Hallie, sure. There's not even a weekend shock treatment for shooting someone and killing them. I think that's what their kids are all wrangling with. And then they see it over and over on TikTok, on these news media outlets that these kids are all connected to. And
this was the bad thing.
The only thing you can do is just pray about it. Literally, that's the only thing you can do. It's scary. I had this conversation with the kids' dads too about, okay, we're going on a college visit, and this sort of like feeling of uneasiness of them could possibly go away to school. And I'm like, I get that, but we're literally in control of nothing. Hallie died in our backyard. It's not even like she was away at school with a person that she trusted that did not keep her safe. It's like a constant grappling with, we're not in control of anything. So you just pray and you have a relationship with God. That's it. That's the only thing that you can do.
Yeah, I try to just tell the kids at the end of the day, I do believe there's a God. And one day God wins, evil loses. When that day is, I don't know, but I do hope that Jesus comes back and brings heaven to earth, and those who are filled with hate, God will judge. Those who are filled with love and loving their brothers and sisters, God will welcome them into heaven on earth, and that's where we'll go with our loved ones that have gone before us. And so again, today, just a difficult day for our kids, but more importantly, a difficult day for a family who lost a husband and a dad,
a
son, all kinds of things. And I just mean that for anyone. It doesn't matter, again, what side of the aisle you sit on, violence is not the answer. And I think we're a lot more alike than we are different. I think that the media, I believe the media has done this thing where they want us to be separated, and we're not. We're human beings. And if you know Jesus, then you really, really, you've got to know the difference between right and wrong. And so just a lot of prayers for family hurting today. And if you have kids that saw it and that they're hurting, just talk to them and understand where they're at. So that's how we'll wrap today. We hope that all of you have a wonderful week. We appreciate you listening, and God bless.
Thank you for listening to Blended Blessed and Always a Mess. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and at blendedblessedalwaysamess.com.
Reach out to us on any of our social channels. We would love to hear from you. Have a great week.